What's up? You know what I'm saying? This is yours truly, the Breeze Light. But excuse me, I'm not being a gentleman, a very gentleman. We actually need to close that door. Gentleman. Introduce yourself first while I go close the door.
This is Erica, Elo, at Lopez11, Lopez11. That's where you can find me. And we're back with another episode of Amor Y Soul. We are going strong 3 weeks in.
Oh, shit. All right, we're back.
3 weeks in a row.
3 weeks. 3 weeks. We are trying to be consistent up in this piece.
And
we are being consistent up in this piece. And we're just trying to
being responsible.
That's for sure. Because we ain't trying to be working for people for
the system
ever. So we need to develop. I think it's like a building block for sure. This is a small step for mankind. This is a small step for Amor Y Soul. We start doing this consistently, and we will start doing shows consistently, like the cooking shows consistently. And we got some things, we got some ideas brewing at this moment. Can't wait for those ideas to eventually come into fruition. Do you know what I'm talking about? You're looking at me like you're confused.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, we got this killer idea, and we can't wait to execute this idea. And once it's done, and the world will have it. And,
well, that is vague. AF.
I know. So that will keep people in. Like, oh man, let me listen in. Like every week, we're gonna give an update on the actual thing that we're working on. We're gonna drop hints, and if you can guess the thing, we will probably give you a free thing. That sounds crazy.
That sounds like a giveaway.
That almost sounds like a prostitute type of.
Oh, it does sound shady. Also.
Yeah, I'll give you a thing.
The point is,
that's kind of. It's not PC.
It's not.
No.
50% of the things that go through your mind
are not PC. Not at all. At work, I'm not PC. Well, I talk PC, but I don't think PC.
You don't always talk PC.
Not at all. I hate talking PC, honestly, because it's like it's a cover up. It's a faux act to me. It's just not genuine. I like to call things what it is and how it is, and not really give a filter to it. Like
I don't know. Some things need to be PC now. Don't you think?
Like what? Give me an example. What needs to be
the
PC?
Word retarded. You can't just call things retarded anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
Like that's an acceptable way to begin to speak in a PC way.
Yeah.
Remember when we were kids, everything was retarded.
I don't know. Did I used to? I'm not sure. Like, it's so crazy. I may have had used that word before, but I haven't used it in so long. I don't remember if I had the memory of me saying that word. I don't know.
Another example that is along those lines that I feel like.
Oh, F word.
F word.
F word. The fag.
Yeah, exactly.
Fagé.
Exactly.
The
when we were kids, everyone said that.
Yeah.
And I feel like now.
Oh, you can't say.
I do agree. We shouldn't say that. It's not PC, and I agree. We shouldn't say that word.
Well, the whole. I guess people mindsets on homosexuality in general has changed a lot. Like
yes.
How they view it is not as much. It's not as much angst at people who are gay.
Yeah.
Living the homosexual lifestyle.
Right.
Now, even at this point, people are starting to be more cool with the transgender,
That's
lifestyle,
true.
but
it turned
transgenders. I'll say that.
That's true. Well, also like in the way that society now has exposure to LGBTQ issues is very different because when I was a kid, I keep going back to when I was a kid, but I'm trying to say like how things have changed.
Yeah.
In the matter of 15 years.
For sure.
When I was a kid.
Yeah, no, wait, clean that up because you said 15 years, like you're 19, like I'm a dude, like I'm an old ass dude getting your ass off the bus stop.
What? I'm saying
I was
15.
I was a kid 15 years ago.
I was a kid 15 years ago.
Give an age. I'm saying it made me seem like I'm looking like R. Kelly right now.
No, you were a kid 15 years ago. With no
urine.
You were a kid 15 years ago. That's disgusting.
I was 15 years ago, I was 16. You say...
Well, 15 years ago, I was 15. What's my math? Shit.
Yeah, shit's all, bruh.
12.
Oh, shit sounds creepy as hell. I was 16, you're 12.
Well, we weren't dating.
But that sounds crazy, though. Like a 16-year-old hitting on a 12-year-old. Doesn't that sound crazy?
Well, yeah, because it is.
Yeah, it is crazy.
I hope you weren't hitting on 12-year-olds, but we didn't know each other.
I was looking at the older ones. Like, I want the women's. I don't want the girls. I want the women's. Give me the teachers. I want the women's. I want the women's.
With an S.
Women's.
Plural.
I remember my first crush. Baby, don't get mad. My first crush.
How can I be mad?
It was in kindergarten.
How can I be mad at kindergarten?
She wasn't even my teacher. Her name was Miss Dorset.
She was a student aide?
I don't know.
A teacher's aide or something?
I don't know what she was, but she was. She made my little boy.
Ew.
I'm like, oh my God, beat me.
Do kindergartners get hard-ons?
Hell yeah.
Really?
Hell yeah.
See, this is the kind of stuff that I'm going to be surprised at once we have kids. I'm going to be like, what?
Little man.
I didn't know all this because I didn't have brothers growing up. Like, I don't know how this works.
Yeah, I like Miss Dorset, man.
Miss Dorset?
Miss Dorset, man. All the kids liked her.
That's funny.
Like, they liked her. I loved her.
Little heart eyes.
Yeah. I'm like, little heart emojis.
Heart eye emojis.
Yeah. So, all right, back to the subject. What we talking about?
Okay, well, I guess we were kind of talking about how,
times have changed.
Times have changed. You can't say the F word like that anymore.
Yeah.
And I agree with that.
Okay.
There's certain things that should be PC.
I agree.
But certain things, you can't be PC just to not ruffle feathers for no reason. Like funny. If the truth is the truth, you need to say the truth.
I agree. Absolutely. And well, it was funny now that I think about it. Like, okay, you can't say the F word, fajay. You can't say that word. You can't
Everyone used to say that.
You can't say retarded. I'm not sure I can say retarded, but not fajay. But you can't say that word, R word. But there's still an ongoing debate about if you can say the N word or not.
That's an ongoing debate?
Amongst, a lot of white folks be like, if you can say it, why can't I say it too?
Oh, I don't consider that a true debate.
That's still I'm saying, like, it's not a close, like, those other things are closed chapters now.
Okay, I see what you mean. It's like, that's very definitive.
Yeah.
You cannot say retarded.
Not at all. It's not a debate like, hey, they call them dad. Like, no, you can't say it.
Right.
But
the N word is publicly true. It's not a closed chapter.
Yeah, you'll hear a dialogue on like a Fox News or something like them arguing why or saying let's say a white person get caught out there saying the N word. They'll go find a rap lyric like, oh, the rapper said
they say it all the time.
Yeah, that type of thing. They'll make an argument to still say it or that for that dude's action to be okay. Wow, the F word, nope, they won't. The retarded, nope, they won't. Do
people get away with saying Negro?
That's not appropriate.
Because, that's very uncomfortable. And I feel like, at least sometimes in movies or something.
It's not appropriate, no.
Do people get away with it? You think they get away with it more than saying the N word straight up?
People really don't say. I really don't hear people say Negro. I actually heard my former coworker. He said colored.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Mm-hmm.
How old is he?
About 50 something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when he was growing up, that's what they would all say.
Yeah, but but still, that shit, you're not supposed to say it.
No, you're not.
No.
I agree.
No, he's a suspected white supremacist in my eyes, for sure.
That's uncomfortable.
Yeah,
more than uncomfortable.
Hey, being black is uncomfortable, but we do it. We does it. Shout out to my people. Anyway, okay. Moving on. All right, so
what are we drinking right now?
So what we're drinking? We're drinking 19 Crimes.
Having some wine.
Oh, my bad. Okay, that's the name of the wine. The wine is called 19 Crimes, each declared by the Majesty to be punishable. What the fuck? Who made this?
I don't know. It has a weird label of like this like old fugitive looking man.
It's Australia?
It's from Napa.
Okay, then why it says Southern or Eastern Australia?
I have no idea.
Okay, imported and bottled by Imports Napa. Okay, produced.
Maybe it's just bottled in Napa. I have no idea.
I said wine was okay.
It was on sale at Target.
Okay, it's fire. Point made.
No, actually, fire. I really do like it.
No, it's a wine from Australia. I guess you just bottled. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a Cabernet because that's what we like.
Mm-hmm. For sure. All day. You will guarantee, if you want to give us a wedding present, give us money. If you don't have a lot of money, you can give us wine.
A Cabernet.
A solid Cabernet.
But this one is different than kind of like, it's not a peppery Cabernet. It's not too dry. It's a little bit, I want to say, berries. I taste some berries.
Let me see.
Yeah, I taste some berries.
Yeah. What's that? What's the cereal?
What cereal? Grape nuts?
With the berries.
With the berries?
With the,
Special K?
Oh, no, never mind. Get off subject. Okay. All right, so we're drinking this fire wine, this Cabernet. All right. So let's go ahead and get into our subjects. We would like to speak to you guys about.
We actually have a list of subjects.
First thing first, we want to talk about what we are reading.
That's right. We
at the moment
said last week we were gonna read a book this week.
We learned shit.
So we did.
Yeah. Go ahead. You can go with your book, or I can go with mine, or we can just name each other's book and then you go with yours.
Just say what we're reading. I haven't finished this book. I'm almost halfway. While I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
I'm almost halfway with this book. It is called Mating in Captivity: Unlocking Erotic Intelligence by Esther Perel.
Okay.
What are you reading?
So I am listening to 2 audiobooks at the moment. The first one being The Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson, something like that.
Okay.
And the other book I'm listening to is Kevin Hart, and it's funny because Kevin Hart is actually reading the book.
That is funny.
And he has different ad-libs. It's pretty hysterical. It's Kevin Hart's I Couldn't Have Made This Shit Up, something like that. This is the name of the book.
I can't make this stuff
this up.
I can't make this up.
Yeah, I can't make this up.
I guess he didn't want to have shit in the title of his book.
No, so
I am
listening to that. Both are... No, they're not similar, but they both drop jewels and wisdom for you to help you progress and achieve things in life. So, do you want to speak about yours in depth? And I guess
sure.
Go ahead.
So I am reading this book, I guess, because it was recommended by the Super Mamas podcast, which I'm a fan. And also, apparently, the author of this book, she gained a lot of popularity because she gave a TED Talk, which I haven't listened to yet. But I'm guessing if you want to learn more about this book, you can listen to the TED Talk. I'll do it after we're done with the show. But so far, it is interesting.
What you learned?
Okay, basically, this is about, the title of the book is called Mating in Captivity. And it's basically about the sexual experience in long-term relationships, in monogamous relationships, which is interesting. I guess I didn't really know there were like books about that, because I think sexuality is different in monogamous relationships, like long-term. Because, we always hear about, like, sexless marriages.
Oh, yeah. Horrible.
Like, I don't know. Oprah seems to talk about that. I don't know.
Oh, really?
I don't know. It just seems like something Oprah would talk about.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
On her 90s talk show.
Okay.
Not on Super Soul Conversations, but...
Which is a dope podcast, by the way.
Oh,
definitely
loving it.
Subscribe to it. You will hear some influence, I guess, that we get from listening to the podcast.
Yes.
In this show, that's for sure, because that's
so good.
So fire. And each episode has a clear intent and clear purpose, which is to somehow help you on your journey, your life journey, help you discover parts of yourself that you weren't aware that was there, if that makes sense.
And Oprah's the best interviewer ever.
Ever. I am definitely
like, of course, I thought she was ridiculous at some points in her show. Oh, you get a car! Oh my gosh!
Yeah, that's that. Stuff. Yeah.
However, she's the best interviewer ever. She asks great questions, but anyways, I don't know.
What define God to you?
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. Like, damn, what is God to me?
She'll hit you like all of a sudden with like a deep question.
He's a pretty chocolate looking man. That's, he has wisdom. I don't know. Go ahead.
Okay, so this book is interesting because I'd say it sets the foundation for the entire book. The foundation is getting to the idea that sexual desire and what it calls erotic intelligence, eroticism, like I think there's a difference between having sex and between having like erotic sex,
true.
like it's different. Like when you first meet each other, like I would define it that way. When you first meet your partner, the very beginning.
You're going through the motions.
No.
Oh. Okay, all right, wait.
Like the very beginning is erotic sex.
Okay.
Right? Like,
is it?
I think so. It's very raw. It's very primal. It's very desire driven.
Okay.
It's not, kind of like check mark.
This what erotic is? Explain what erotic sex like mean. What do you mean by that term?
I would say erotic sex is driven by desire, by lust.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, I see that.
I mean, hot sex, basically.
Okay.
Like
cheating sex.
Okay. Wow.
I mean, shit. To me, that'd be like that's a Kevin Hart thing.
Oh my gosh. I mean, you kind of can't put it that way. You can because
like
there's a
lust.
reason why he's like stepping out.
Yeah.
To find something obviously that he's.
I
don't want to say that he's not getting, but like it's something different. You know.
But see, with men get everything at home. They can get everything at home, but they be like, "Damn, that ass though, them titties though," and be like, "What? I want that." That thing.
Yeah, isn't it the desire of other?
Yes.
Okay, so that kind of brings it home.
Desire of domination.
Desire of domination of
another. A female.
However, okay, so this book sets the premise that in order for that like deep desire, what the book calls erotic desire, to continue to happen between a long-term couple, a long-term relationship, is the definition of otherness.
Okay.
Defining yourself still as an individual and seeing your partner as a complete individual and creating a little bit of space between that, between each other, so that you can continue to see the other person as an other.
Yeah.
Not as I have you all figured out. I know exactly what you do. I know exactly how you think. And I know what you would do if I did this.
And the cold thing is, I think a lot of people want to know their partner that way because that helps them feel secure.
Yes.
And help them feel like, okay, if I know this person in and out, this person cannot hurt me because I will know everything.
Yes.
They're going to do and what they're going. Yeah.
So it's exchanging a bit of uncertainty for security. But the kind of foundation of the book, the premise of the book is that if you don't have that separation, you have no tension. And that tension is what drives that type of desire between each other. And so
absolutely,
I thought it was very interesting because like she explains in the book is that like lots of the current like psychologists, at least like couples therapy, is driven by the idea that like your intimacy will be reflected in your sex life.
Okay.
And so like lots of times people will say like, okay, if your sex life isn't that great, you need to improve your intimacy. You need to improve your communication. But she's saying not necessarily. You could have a very intimate relationship with someone and have a very boring sex life because you're so intimate, because you're so together, because you're so enveloped with each other that there's no separation.
There's no contrast to it.
Yes.
It's just the same old, like, kind of blah.
It's just, like a seamless continuation between me and you.
Okay.
And one metaphor that she gave was like in your nervous system, your nerves have a synapse and there's a little gap in between the nerve cells in order for that electrical transmission to go from one nerve to the other. Like the nerves will not function if they're touching up against each other. There has to be a space in between that's called a synapse for them to function properly. And that is what the metaphor that she gives, you know, that there needs to be a little bit of space in between for that synapse to function properly. And I thought it was a very thoughtful, valid, sustainable way of thinking about things, because you really think about a lifetime with somebody. You can't be up on each other forever.
Yeah.
You know?
True. Yeah, and the thing is, people, it's kind of funny. It seems like people try to time capsule their relationship. I mean, they're trying to take a snapshot and make a snapshot and stretch the snapshot out forever without doing any tune-ups to the relationship. They're not trying to help make sure that their partner are on the same page, or even have these type of discussions to make sure that, all right, we got some contrast. Or it seems like a lot of people smother relationships by trying to not let them evolve, if that makes sense.
Like to maintain a certain type of, a certain like status quo, I guess. It's like, okay, we're at this level, let's try to maintain this level as much as possible.
Yeah, like we're good here. We don't need to do anything. There doesn't need to be any type of tune-ups. But the thing is, you got to have these issues. You got to have these. I think I kind of went on the sidebar.
Go on that sidebar.
Oh yeah. Like you need issues, you need problems, you need conflicts within your relationship, because those things help your relationship evolve. I think a lot of people tend to want to just maintain a relationship and have it like just keep floating at the same line. And I'm not saying like you're not supposed to have like deliberate issues with each other, but I think when both parties or both partners are being individuals, I think to bring it back to your point, both parties are really being true individuals or really being free thinking, not like just trying to make things go smoothly and just agree with you. Or like, I think a good point to make, I promise you guys I'm not all over the place, but I think the good point to make to be like, all right, I think for a minute, between me and you, it was a stretch where we just kind of agreed to things because we didn't want to cause issues. Right. I'll say that. I know I did. For sure.
I did too.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. I'll do it.
That's
I agree.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, do you want some pizza tonight? No. Yeah. Okay. I can do that. I do pizza. And then I'm like, hey, speak up. You want some pizza or not?
Yeah. I think you called me out on that.
Like, shit.
Because you were like, why don't you just say it? Like, just say what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know.
Because I absolutely hate it because, yeah, like, I don't want you to, like, feel like you have to go with it and then you end up being upset because, like, the whole ultimate point is, like, for you to be happy. And you just going along to get along is not going to make you happy. That type of thing. You know what I'm saying? That's my mindset where I kind of get, like, about it.
Yeah, I guess, and I kind of get like, okay, if I'm going to feel strongly about something, it's not going to be about pizza. Yeah. You know, like if I'm going to feel strongly about something, it's going to be about something else. Yeah. However, that is also addressed in the book. There's one chapter that's called like democracy does not equal hot sex, which basically means like you have to have conflict. Yeah. So like that conflict breeds that kind of tension, you know, not like make problems on purpose, but I think two people holding their own and allowing themselves to be individuals on its own means there's going to be conflict because we're not the same person. Yeah. And that conflict allows you to kind of like ride the wave of like passion, you know, because it's like I'm not always giving in to you. You're not always giving in to me. Sometimes we both stand up for what we want. And then sometimes you surrender into the passion, you know? Exactly. So, yeah, that's basically the point I was trying to make that. Yeah, like once you actually kind of start like really being like, no, I don't want this. No, I don't want that. Like, okay, I think for me, my issue was you like saying, hey, let's buy this. And then I'm like, I look at my bank account like, I'm not sure if I can do it, but I guess so, because she won't buy it. And then to a point like, God damn it, stop. You can't buy shit no more. Stop buying shit. God, you're killing me. I'm getting killed. Please help me, guys. Stop the shit. and then just hit the goddamn fan. Like, shit.
I need to get my shit together.
And all of a sudden, our sex life exploded.
Yeah, now everything, they better have a baby. No, I'm joking. But I'm saying, I mean, it's true. Real shit, though. So like, as soon as we gotta stop that shit, like, let's keep it a buck. And the thing is, it's like,
You were just going with the flow.
It's doing more harm than good, because you like stalling the relationship. It's like stalling out, and you just really pausing, and you guys aren't really kind of.
That's true. If you're too agreeable, you're stalling the relationship, because you're not allowing for those. For that, you're not allowing for that. What is it called? For that friction.
Yeah, like, because that, like, learning. The thing is, the cool thing, like, is to continue to learn new things about your partner. Like, for instance, today we had like I learned something about, like, I think it's kind of like the one of the first time I actually kind of see or saw that you were like, hey, like, you trying to tell me, hey, this person is, hey man, you need to watch out for this person. This person is a goddamn lunatic. And like, I think before you would kind of be like, okay, all right, you do, like, you'll let me handle my relationships, or you let me handle my not interaction with people, but
yeah.
I guess we'll say just my interactions with people, or something like that, or relationship with people. And you never really kind of stepped in to say that, hey, this person is just hey, I don't know about this person. And like this, like today, like probably for one of the first time you actually said, hey, this person, well, not first time, no, it's not, because you did about another person before. We being vague as fuck, but maybe, one day, probably one day when we have enough wine, I'm gonna split the beans. But to the point, you actually like, and that I don't know. I'm not saying that I learned something from you, but I then kind of like saw. Oh, that's kind of cool. You
maybe saw something different. You saw like, something new. Yeah,
exactly. Like like a little passion behind it.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the thing too, is that like that the book is trying to say is that like that like togetherness, that complete intertwining of each other where you think you know everything about your partner is the danger zone. Because you think they know them so well. I mean, what's the fun in, like, there's no fun in that. There's no discovery. You know?
Yes, exactly.
So like, I have to allow you to have areas of your life that I don't know about. And yeah, there's you lose some security in that, but you also gain the benefit of discovery.
Oh, well, it's kind of crazy. What just popped in my head just now, like the fact that, damn, I just forgot the shit that just popped in my head.
You forgot?
Okay, what were you just talking about?
Discovering things about your partner, not knowing everything, not thinking you know everything about them.
Oh, there you go. Like, so in my mind, I never really, like, even though we have been together for 3 years now, something like that, and like, I have seen you. I understand some of your patterns. Understand some of the way you think, whatever. But I don't actually think for me, I never really say that I know. Like, I still give, like, in my mind, I give you room to still flex and have variations.
You definitely do, and I think that's very rare.
I don't pigeonhole you to, hey, you usually do this. You need to do that.
Right.
Hey, why
that
you?
Is a very rare quality, I would say.
And yeah, I don't do that at all. Like, okay, I let people. I actually allow. I'll say this, put it simply. I think I actually allow people to evolve.
Yes.
I allow people to be like, okay, 1 minute you're like this, and then the next minute, a couple of years later, you're like that. And I actually allow it. And I think it's cool to see people evolve. And I think a lot of people, like, out of insecurity reasons, they want people to kind of stay the same and not evolve. And if you're around that type of person, you need to go ahead and bounce, because that means at the end of your life, you have to come back to this bitch and do this shit one more time, because God be like, what the fuck? You didn't evolve, nigga? That's the whole point. Duh. Idiot. Come back. I'm like,
come back.
Yeah, come back to this bullshit. So anyway. All right.
Yeah. So
we killed it.
I'll say the book is very enlightening so far. I'm still looking forward to finishing it.
Cool. And I will say the book I'm reading, the two books I'm reading, I'll just speak more so about my favorite at the moment, which is the Kevin Hart book. I'll just give a quick premise of the point that he's trying to prove with each chapter, because like a lot of chapters. His main point, his main purpose of the book is to show you or help you learn that your life, how you view, like, life is all about perspective. and how you view your life. You can either view things as good or bad. He'll give examples like his mom constantly keeping him busy, keeping him in school. Well, of course he's supposed to go in school, but actually keeping him tied in extracurricular activities and keeping him busy so he won't go to the street. And he'll have like a very busy schedule where he basically like all day he'll be booked. He'll tell that story about how that was, and then he'll say like, all right, I could look at it like, oh, my mom just suffocated me, I didn't do anything or whatever. Or you can view it as like, oh, this stuff helped train me so I can execute how I execute in today. Because if you don't know, Kevin Hart is a very busy guy, and he's a very hardworking guy. And the thing is, you know you're a hardworking person when celebrities, when they bring up their name, bring up Kevin Hart's name, they be like, oh yeah, you work hard.
He does. Everybody says that.
And so I just like his book a lot because it's like just different stories. It's very relatable.
It's funny too.
It's very funny.
I just heard some, like you were playing some of it on Alexa, so I just heard a little snippet, but it's pretty funny.
Yeah. And it's pretty hysterical. And I actually do like the book a lot. I think the book kind of made me think about I'll say it. I'll lie. That's a lie. I don't think the book kind of brought that up, but I actually would like to speak about what I kind of learned, I guess, just like during this week in general.
Okay.
Which is to learn the process, learn to love the process and appreciate the process and accept the process. And what I mean by that is the process, the journey of you becoming the best version of yourself. You know, I believe that's the whole point, the whole purpose of life is for you to constantly evolve, and constantly try to be the best version of yourself. And that can be taken in whatever form you believe you see yourself. Like I see myself as being a multi-billionaire, you know, and giving back to people and loving people and helping the world. You know, that's the best version of myself. And I'm working towards to get to that. And so I learned that on that journey that you have to expect certain things. You have to expect wins. You have to expect the losses. You have to expect the ups and the downs. You have to expect the haters, the doubters, the lovers, the people who love you, the people who may be obsessed with you. You got to accept these things because this all comes with the territory of you becoming the best version of yourself.
Loving the process.
And you have to love the process. And anytime you're trying to have conflict with that, then anytime you try to go against that or you don't appreciate it, you kind of end up having conflict and you kind of just feel like, oh my God, my life is terrible. I know it's kind of being dramatic, but I'm just saying. So I'll say that I've been like really thinking about that this week, and I think it's a good lesson. I think it's a good, and I feel as though I see that in many people's journeys, like Charlamagne the God and Kevin Hart. Like everybody had the same story. Everybody had doubters. Everybody had haters. Everybody took wins and took losses. Had ups and downs, and you know, and they bounce. And the thing is, of course, you can bounce back from it, and that's what champions do. But yeah, you want to become the best version of yourself. You need to learn to accept that.
I kind of think about that like I listen to the Casey Crew podcast a lot.
Yeah.
With DJ Envy and his wife Gia Casey. And I think about them a lot, like in how they were 10 years ago, you know, because now like their success is booming.
Metro you know? Booming, want some more.
But I think about 10 years ago, well, I'm not really sure what his big break was, but, you know, 10 years ago was a different story for him.
Absolutely.
And I think about how his, sorry, I just topped off that bottle of wine. Sorry about that. He was trying to pour himself another glass, but there's no more.
Boo. Go ahead.
So yeah, I think about their process and like what it was like for his wife. You know, to have him going to all these clubs, DJing,
True.
Friday night, Saturday night.
All those sacrifices because, like, of course, she got the babies crying and screaming at home.
Yeah, they had little babies at that point.
Yeah.
Because, you know, their oldest is what, like 15, 16 years old? So 10 years ago, you know, they had kids under 5. Well, they still do, but, you know, their firstborn kids were babies. They were little.
Oh, yes, okay.
And so I just think about that and how they probably had the big picture in mind.
Yeah.
Because you have to.
Have to. Absolutely have to have the big picture in mind in order to, keep you focused, because there will be different detours or things that will try to get you off track and force you to detour. But you got to keep the big picture. Like, all right, what's the goal? Are we actually heading towards the goal or not? And then, answer that question and then execute.
Yeah.
But what it made me think about, like, I'm not sure what it made me think about it, but it made me think about the Alchemist and Fatima. And I actually realized, I remember, like, people would ask, so Erica, I bought Erica Sound like Bill Clinton.
Okay.
Monica Lewinsky.
Well, I feel uncomfortable.
Monica.
Okay.
Go Cowboys. No.
Oh my gosh.
At the NFL, for the record. Okay. In Aruba, I bought you a Fatima necklace. And so Fatima, and why I bought her the necklace was
the hand of Fatima.
The hand of Fatima. And so the reason why I bought her the necklace is because which one? It's because of this character within this book, which is my favorite book in the world, The Alchemist, which is about a kid who basically was given the vision that he was supposed to look at you struggling, trying to stay awake.
I'm awake.
Stay woke. He's a kid trying to find his treasure. He had to endure different obstacles. And the thing is, of course, he has to balance, like, he has a heart, of course, and his heart wants to love somebody. So anyway, he ends up on his journey. He ends up finding this woman, or coming across this woman by the name of Fatima. And Fatima was like a significant character significant person to him. And so I was like, okay, I feel like I'm the alchemist boy Santiago on his journey to get his treasure, which is like $1 billion bucks. And you're my Fatima. And people would ask me, like, well, what does that mean? Like, so basically, to me,
yeah, people ask me that a lot. Like, what does your necklace mean?
All right, so here I got the answer for you.
Okay.
So Fatima is like, Fatima is the person that allowed, or will allow work?
There's a different word I think that you're looking for.
I'll say allowed for now.
Fostered?
I'm not sure fostered, but Fatima purpose was she didn't stop Santiago from his dream. She knew that his dream was very important to him and that he must achieve it amongst all things. Mm-hmm. And she cared about him enough to be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Don't just trip off standing in the oasis right now, whatever, which is where he met Fatima. Go get your treasure, then come back. So I guess you can say she loved him enough to realize that, his dream, his treasure is important, and I'm going to support him and do that. And so that's why you're my Fatima.
Oh, well, thank you.
So, bam, there you go.
That's
Heartfelt
why I
moment.
love my necklace. I wear it all the time.
Heartfelt moment on Amor Y Soul podcast.
Heartfelt.
So, but yeah, I'm not sure. That's a sidebar as hell. As hell.
Books.
Books, but yeah, books are good for you. Make sure you read something. Learn something.
I hadn't been reading, I hadn't been reading books like on a regular basis in a long time.
Yeah.
And I guess my little social media fast helped me with that, to kind of like, okay, well, I have to do something with my time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel good reading.
Yeah, me too. And I feel good reading. I feel good listening to great things. I've been listening to a lot of rap music lately, and I'm trying to shift that and listen to like podcasts that can actually help me, or help. I'll just say help me and grow spiritually, mentally, in those ways. And so I've been listening to a lot of
podcasts.
Oprah, Super Soul Conversations.
Oprah.
She goes so hard.
She's been the realest though. Like, seriously, I've been watching Oprah since I was a kid.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yes. Even into college, I would watch Oprah. I would try to get back to my dorm room in time.
You're a weirdo.
No,
I played Madden. You watched Oprah.
Well, hey.
2 different worlds.
I was taking
How
in
did we meet?
life lessons. We would never have met if we met in college.
Hell no.
No, if we met in college, we would not have hit it off.
Nope.
Nope.
You probably thought of the arrogant Negro.
I had zero tolerance for arrogance.
Yeah, I was that guy.
I mean, I still kind of do, but I think I can see a little bit further.
You probably would have looked at me like, oh, he's cute.
I don't know what you look like in college.
I was cute ass nigga. That's facts.
Okay, but I still think we both agree we would not have hit it off in college.
No.
It's almost like we met at the exact time for us to actually have a connection.
Because you was a dweeb back then.
Really? Really?
Judging for them pictures.
Excuse me?
All right, that's the end of the Amor Y
No,
Soul
it's
podcast.
not. We're going to talk about this.
This is the end of
I was a dweeb.
Catch us at Amor Y Soul
No,
Instagram.
that's not happening. We're going to finish the conversation.
At the Breeze Life is my Instagram. What's your Instagram?
We're not closing the show
Lopez
right now.
11.
I was a dweeb.
We got Dixie in the back.
Okay, let's finish this conversation. I was exploring a lot of different aspects
of
my life.
You're a cute dweeb.
My life.
There you go. You're a cute dweeb. I just saw the picture of you with the glasses.
Dude, that was like a fake picture. I had those are fake glasses that
watch what you post on Facebook.
No, the funny thing about that Facebook picture that you're talking about is that my roommates kept changing my Facebook picture back to that picture.
That's hilarious.
Because I left my laptop open.
Yeah.
So they changed my Facebook picture. And then I was like, man, guys, you got me. So I changed it back. And then they kept changing it back to that picture.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Oh, man. Okay. Anyways, but,
yeah.
Well, you know what? You were an asshole in college, so.
No, I wasn't. I actually was.
No, you probably were.
No, I wasn't.
Because you can be an asshole now, but now you're like more conscious.
I was an asshole amongst my friends, yes.
So like you're only an asshole now if someone truly deserves it. But back then I would imagine maybe you were a little bit less.
I was an asshole.
No?
I don't think so. I think I was a lovable guy.
You were lovable?
Yeah, I was a low-key guy. I wasn't as confident as I am today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I wasn't as confident.
I mean, nobody was as confident in college.
Like today, I'm like,
well, I think
the guy, and that comes from.
Okay.
And I'm saying it comes from like me, like mastering something, becoming like learning something, and the thing is, like I kind of for the longest amount of time of my life, I equated my worth to the standards society has put out there, like, and basically had to change. It actually kind of goes to the point of that book, The Art of Not Giving a Fuck, when he talked about how you must change it's cool to kind of change your goals or change your gauge as to if you're successful or not, right? And so he actually made a point in that book. I think it's like chapter 3, so check it out. So I used to gauge like, okay, I guess maybe, yeah, like I guess by society standards, like if I'm cool or good or not or whatever, I need to have a bunch of females, and you have this and that and that and that,
right,
money, everything, whatever. But now it's like, what's good to me is what's good to me. Like I set my standards, I set my goals, and I work with the Most High to get my things done. So my standards are no longer tied to society standards. It's my standards now.
That's cool.
And as long as my intentions are positive and it's trying to help people and not hurt people, I'm cool with it. And what society deem as what's right and wrong is not what's right and wrong, because the biggest glaring thing, of course, is like what's going on today. But that would deter me to think that society is correct. So yeah, that's my. I had that mentality now, but I didn't have the mentality then. And so with that mentality now, and I feel like I'm successful by my standards, I feel like I'm the guy.
Well, I think it's for sure, like, on a superficial level, I think we both kind of blossomed after college.
True.
I wouldn't say college were my strong years in, like, my sense of self or my sense of purpose. We were bubbling. And then I think we flourished after college in, like, a social way, you know? I was kind of socially awkward in college, I think.
Yeah.
And then I kind of, like, flourished a little bit better after college.
I'll sue myself, for sure.
But that's a very superficial thing, you know, like people evolve socially, like in their social circles, you know, whatever. That's very superficial. But I think the key is that you kind of keep evolving in the state of mind. And I also want to say, like, with regards to evolving, I've always felt like 30 is going to be my, like, year. Like, when I turn 30, that's going to be, like, my time to shine.
It will be.
And, like, I'm getting more excited about it. But then I'm like, okay, what if I'm just thinking this and I've been thinking this forever? And then it's just going to be, like, normal.
No, it's true. Because to me, for some reason, I'm not sure why 30 hit the landmark. The day I turned 30, we was in Belize. You know what I'm saying? On some fly shit. And, that day, even starting the day was different. Or funny. The things that we did that day wasn't what DeMarcus would have done in the 20s, wherever. And
right.
That sounds crazy. Like, we did cocaine and shit. We didn't do cocaine.
No, we didn't.
No drugs like that. But
on your 30th birthday, were we still on Key Cocker?
Yeah,
we were. Oh, that was a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Okay, your 30th birthday was awesome.
Yeah, that night had the seafood dinner and the cake made from a lady that's on the island and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
we picked out our own seafood.
Yeah, it was.
Wait, it was the day we were traveling.
We traveled.
We traveled that day.
We flew into Belize, which was pretty dope, and we took a taxi ride and the guy asked me, like, he said coconut. I couldn't understand his accent. I said, what was that? Like, what's wrong with you, Ben? You never seen a coconut? You know, that's crazy. It's crazy shit. You know, he drove us to the pier. Then the pier.
And we took a boat.
To Key Cocker.
Yep.
And then we got the Airbnb, chilled out there for a little bit, and then got fresh and dressed to go to. No, actually, I think we went to that pier spot where people were drinking, the Split.
Yeah, the Split on Key Cocker. Key Cocker is an island off of Belize.
Yes.
It's a kind of a small island, but very chill, laid back. I mean, oh my gosh, we always talk about that trip because
best thing ever.
So chill,
so fly. So anyway, the whole point of me bringing it up was, like, I guess even since the 30s vibe was off. It was like it was a more flyer type of trip. It wasn't like a hustle and bustle trip. It was like, we sit up by the beach, drinking some beers, drinking some Belkins, which is what they drink down there, which is a Belizean beer. We ended up going to somebody's houses, learning how to cook their food and stuff like that. It was on some super fly shit. The whole tone was set.
You're right. It was very different.
Like, it was like, no, your 30s would not be like your 20s. And so at that moment, like, yeah, like since 30 came around, like, oh, shit, I love it.
Dude, I'm gonna have a countdown to my 30th.
It's going down, man, because like it tripped me out.
I have a year and a half, like, and I'm gonna be counting down the whole time.
I mean, you should, man, because 30 is a beautiful moment. It makes you, like, think, or makes you at least come to, like, oh shit, it's go time now. My 20s, I can't be bullshitting like I used to be.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, so
that is crazy.
Yeah,
maybe we'll have a baby by the time I'm 30.
All right, end of the podcast. Amor Y Soul Instagram. What's your Instagram?
Love it.
What's your Instagram?
You can find me on EE Lopez11.
Cool. You can find me on @DBreezeLife, at DBreezeLife, the website. I ain't trying to fix it. I will update it. It is old as fuck.
Okay, but you just told your hairstylist that you wanted to have 5 kids.
I do.
Like, and I would just happen to overhear that.
Yeah.
I'm like, excuse me, what was that?
It's my dad's dream.
Excuse me,
what? My dad had the dream out, and
I'm like, babe, what did you say?
My dad kind of low key put it into my mind because he was like, yeah, I want to have 5 kids, and my mom was like, nah, I better have these 2 and be done.
I just told you I'm about to be 30 in a year and a half, so the math isn't really working out.
Hey, we're gonna do something. All right, Amor Y Soul, and we out.
Bye, guys.